So today we're starting a mini-series that starts over the next few weeks called Pressing Issues. We're looking at some of the important concerns that are currently in our news, particularly racial injustice and climate change. And as Sam has already said, world leaders have been gathering in Glasgow to discuss the future of our planet. So it's great that you are here today to join us in praying for this event and for thinking together about our role in this pressing issue of climate justice. As we've heard and as we've seen, God has made a wonderful world, and he saw that it was good. You all joined in with me. There's something intrinsically good about creation, something that pleases God. Yet climate change we know is damaging the wonderful world. Floods and famines and fires, all sort of terrible things that we see in the news are happening more and more regularly and more dramatically. The overwhelming scientific consensus is that it's a human-made problem, driven by the burning of fossil fuel and overconsumption. Let's just watch a video, or just a short video, to see the impact of climate change on just one small place in Ethiopia.
Life is very challenging here. It hasn't rained for 6 months, and I don't know when it will rain next.
For many people around the world, the impact of climate change is devastating. In the north of Ethiopia, they used to expect rain up to 4 months a year, but now it rarely comes. People don't have enough water to survive.
We have no food and are dependent on our livestock for our livelihood. Whenever there is no rainfall, our animals die as there is no grass or water. When it rains, I only need to walk 5 minutes to collect water, but these water sources are now dry. Every night, I walk for 10 hours to collect water from a lake. The length of the dry season is increasing. I worry about my children and my family. I feel worried whenever I think about the future.
So what should our response be to this problem of climate change? And especially if we're here today as followers of Jesus, what can we learn from the Bible about how to act? Let's read a verse from Genesis chapter 2. It says, "The Lord God took the man and put him in the Garden of Eden to work it and take care of it." This is right at the start of the Bible. This is what it says about our role as humans. One of the first things God asks us to do is to take care of the world he made. Now, the original Hebrew word here for work it and take care of it is orbad. Orbad. And it means to tend, to cultivate, to serve, to take care and even serve the land. We're not to exploit it, but to care for it. It's not just there to serve us, but for us to serve it. So why don't you just turn to the person next to you and tell them about something that you care about, and how you take care of that thing or that someone. What do you do to take care of someone or something? Turn to the person next to you. Make sure no one's left out. Look around. Brilliant. Well done. Well done. When we care for something, we protect it. We help it to grow. We may even give up something that we want for its good. God has given us instructions to care for his world. So we need to protect it. We need to help it to grow. And that sometimes, that will mean us giving something that we want to care for the planet. Mark 12 says, love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind and with all your strength. The second commandment, love your neighbor as yourself. There's no commandment greater than these. Jesus told us that the greatest commandment, the most important thing that we are to do is to love God and to love our neighbor. Now, our neighbour isn't just the person who lives next door to us. Our neighbour is everybody in this world, especially those in need. You know, as we saw in the video, our neighbours live in Afar in Ethiopia, and they're in need because of climate change. They're lacking water to drink, to farm their land, and so to feed their families. So as Jesus' followers, we are compelled to take action on climate change, to love our neighbours in Ethiopia, to love our neighbours all around the world. You know, change begins with each of us, with the way that we shop, the way that we travel, the way that we care for this tiny bit of the world which we've been entrusted with. You know, I know that there are lots of people who are part of this congregation who are doing some amazing things to care for our planet. And I know that Annie and Jimmy, not Matt, Annie and Jimmy have been chatting to some of these people to find out more about how we can all take care of God's amazing world. So let's watch Annie and Jimmy now.
What's up?
What's up? I'm freezing, that's what's up.
I can see.
Put the heating on. Put it on.
But Jimmy, the heating is already on.
What?
Yeah.
Well, we'll put it on even more.
Jimmy, I can't do that. You need to put a jumper on.
Huh?
We can't turn this house into a sauna. It's not good for the planet.
For the what?
Look. Our planet.
Ooh.
That God has given us. We all need to do our bit to look after it and to make sure that it stays healthy.
All do our bit.
Yes.
While wearing jumpers?
Yes, for example. But there are lots of other things we can do as well. Now, I have set up some Zoom calls for you. Remember Zoom?
Yeah.
Yeah, we all do, don't we? So some Zoom calls with people who will tell you what little things they are doing to help look after our planet. Are you up for this?
Yeah.
We're going to start with Rowena, who's going to tell us about why she's not eating strawberries right now.
Luena, why? Why do you not like strawberries?
I do like strawberries.
Huh? You do?
Yes.
Oh. Annie said you didn't like them, you didn't eat them.
Well, I eat them in season. It means that I have them from the UK rather than any other country.
Oh. Well, what on earth is wrong with strawberries from another country?
Well, it travels a long way in a plane.
And I never knew that the strawberries I could eat all year round were flown. Oh, well, Luena, the big question is, if you don't eat the strawberries all year round, then what can you eat?
Well, you can eat something a bit like apples.
Oh, Luena, that is amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that with me. That's fantastic. So, Nia, Like what are you doing for the environment?
Well, in a few weeks, some friends and I are hosting a craft fair at Highgrove.
Like when I want to buy something though, I just tap, 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 and it just magically arrives at my door. So what's the problem there?
Well, lots of big companies like Amazon, they're trying to be more eco-friendly, but at the same time, they still contribute quite a lot to pollution and lots of environmental issues. And so supporting local sellers is a really good way to, help the environment a bit, because lots of the time, this craft fair is more local, so there's less pollution going into the air. And we have some people selling upcycled home gifts to repurpose things that would have been thrown away otherwise.
So much better than just getting it flown around the world and pretending that it magically appeared at my door. I've got to speak to some other people, all right? I'll catch you later. Bye!
Bye, Jimmy. Bye.
Hi, Jimmy. I want to tell you about recycling.
Easy. I know all about it. I don't need to learn anything more about recycling.
But what if I told you can recycle your clothes and books and toys too? Look at my shirt and my pullover. They're from a charity shop. This train here was given to us by our neighbour.
Are they not a bit smelly and a bit horrible?
No, they're all still in excellent quality. And when I'm done with them, I can pass them on again.
So if lots of people use the same thing rather than new things, that means less new stuff needs to be made.
And less pollution, and that helps us look after this wonderful planet that God has given us.
Wow, thank you so much, David. I've got it now. Bye!
We've just started collecting plastic bags and wrappers and putting them into a special bin at Tesco.
What sort of plastic is that exactly?
Well, it's like crisp packets
Uh-huh.
and apple bags and yogurt wrappers and mozzarella bags, and things like that.
So you have to like collect it all and then remember to take it. It sounds like a right faff.
Well, I think it's a lovely way of being able to stop something going into landfill, because we're meant to look after the world, aren't we? That's what God wants us to do. And actually, as a Christian, that's just one more step of being able to look after the environment and look after His world.
Fabulous, Danzy. That has been so helpful. Thank you for talking to me.
Highgrove are working towards the first Eco Church Award. It's a badge, basically, that the church is trying to get to show the things we've already started doing and continue to do to reduce the impact the church has on the planet.
Yeah, so as a church, we've already got solar panels on the roofs. Our kids groups have started using recycled paper for drawings and stuff like that. And Diva are going to be making bird boxes in just a few weeks' time. And there's loads of other stuff which is to come. So it's really exciting.
Oh, a badge for the church!
I know!
Is Ed or Deb going to wear it, or will it go on the door?
I think it might go on the door, or maybe the website.
Oh, yes. Okay. Well, I can't wait to see it.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to hear what everyone else has been doing to look after the planet.
Me too. Now, Jimmy, is this the time where you're going to go and get your jumper?
Yeah, I think so. I think I will.
Excellent.
And a nice seasonal apple.
Sounds good. Shall we say goodbye?
Yeah. Bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye.
Everybody who took part in our video, as well as Annie and Jimmy. There's lots that we each can do to care for our planet. But the things that we can do individually is limited. And there's a call for us to engage politically as well as personally. You know, we can help make changes in our workplaces or schools and colleges. We can lobby our MPs, and we can protest or sign petitions. There are lots of ways that we can care for the world and bring a change. But in 1 Timothy chapter 2, Paul tells the church, I urge you then, first of all, that petitions, prayers, intercessions, and thanksgiving be made for all people, for kings, and for those in authority. At a moment like this, with leaders gathering in Glasgow with so much at stake, we must surely pray for God for our leaders. So that is what we're going to do in just a moment. We're going to pray that God gives our leaders humility to listen, compassion to think of others, peace to work together well, and wisdom and courage to make good choices. But as followers of Jesus, our ultimate hope is in Jesus himself. It's Jesus who brings salvation, and he who changes lives. We don't need to despair or be worried about climate change, as we can always have hope in Jesus. And it's Jesus that can change the minds and change the actions of corporations, of whole countries. So that's what we're going to do now. We're going to pray together for the leaders meeting at COP26, using the points on the screen. If you're, perhaps just gather in the groups that you've come in. If you are happy to pray, then do pray. If not, then just be thinking about the things that you could be doing to be caring for the world around us. But why don't you just gather? We're going to just spend a moment or two praying for our leaders at COP26 for these particular prayer points.